A family in Missouri, hit by a natural disaster.
I was kind of feared a little bit for my life. It was very scary.
Can they rescue their new home from another flood by dragging it through narrow streets?
Never thought I'd see my house going down Main Street in Silex.
To higher ground?
It's going to be really tight.
And now I'm scared.
Silex, Missouri. A rural retreat in the heart of America. Just 206 souls call this town home. Connie and Chuck Turbeville moved here in 1988 and raised their family in its tree-lined streets.
We met in high school when we were 16, and we've been married for 29 years.
We live a pretty outdoor lifestyle. My 11-year-old son's getting into hunting now, got his first deer this year.
But in 2008, this rural idyll was devastated when the Quiver River burst its banks and a flash flood ripped through the town.
In a matter of 3 or 4 hours, we had 2 foot of water in the house.
Didn't know how fast it was coming, wasn't sure how we was gonna get out. I was kind of feared a little bit for my life. Yeah, it was very scary.
The family lost their house and all their treasured possessions.
Came back the next day to see that everything was destroyed. It was devastating.
The Turbevilles faced a heartbreaking decision: buy another house in the flood-prone area or start a new life elsewhere.
Despite the flooding, the people that make up the community are great.
We didn't want to move Charles out of Silex School, got away from his friends. And that kind of plays a part in all of it.
In 2009, Chuck and Connie took the plunge and used their insurance money to buy this spacious 3-bedroom timber-framed family home just blocks away from their old property.
I love this house. We're going to hopefully be here till we retire. Made a lot of memories here and plan on making a bunch more.
The Quiver River might look tranquil now, but it takes just hours for it to turn into a torrent.
It's flooded several times over the years. It's not if, it's as much as it is when it's going to flood again.
Anxious to avoid another wrecked home, but keen to stay in the town, the Turbevilles take the bold decision to move their beloved house over a mile through the town's tight streets and up a steep hill to higher ground. A tough trek for a house.
When we move on the hill, it would be nice to know that we don't have to worry about flooding anymore.
Moving the house will cost Chuck and Connie $27,000. Setting the foundations and renovating the property, a further $48,000. Bringing the total bill for this risky rescue mission to $75,000. To move their precious property, the Turbevilles call in Missouri's finest heavy haulers. Joe Matico's team from Expert House Movers.
How you guys doing?
All right.
Joe's been moving houses for 2 decades, but this one will test his mettle.
It's extremely nerve-wracking because their whole life's investments are in my hands.
Even lifting this 75-ton house off its foundations will be tricky. The garage has no floor, and the walls are not properly tied to the house. There's a real risk that as they lift the house, the walls will collapse. So the team must brace the garage and build a grid of steel support beams under the home. Joe's crew strip off the garage siding and drill holes through the foundation walls to make way for the beams.
It's hard to see them put holes in the concrete. You know, now it doesn't look like it's very sturdy.
Nothing goes wrong.
Just as they get going, temperatures plummet to minus 15 degrees.
It's Missouri. Just wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. Straight up.
Hauling these slippery hulks of metal in the freezing wind is a nightmare.
Hold it. Back up.
Back up a little bit.
They have to clear anything in their path.
There it goes. It looks different. It's like a mess to me.
They must position the beams and braces precisely or the garage could tear away, putting the home's structure in peril.
Very critical, because if it's not done correctly when we go to lift, we're going to see an opening probably up at the top. Need to take that one down, and then we can drop this baby right on this beam. Slime the ball.
The reason why we banned it is to keep the garage from essentially falling apart.
But despite the team's efforts, Connie still worries for her treasured family home.
A little nervous. I just hope it goes up even and it doesn't slide off.
We're gonna keep it upright and vertical.
Okay.
With the house rigged for lifting, all eyes are on the garage.
Moment of truth. Coming up!
It's kind of scary. Don't want nothing to happen.
The house lifts in one piece, but the move is taking its toll on the family.
The wife, she's concerned we lost the first house we had in the flood. So you lose one home, so you don't want to lose another.
I'm ready to get back in. I miss my house. I miss it a lot.
But it won't be easy. There's a telephone pole in the way, and it can't be moved. If they try to back the truck up, there's a risk that they could bring everything down. So the team must pivot the house around on rollers. They'll tie the north wing steady and use soap to lubricate the path of the house as it slides on the steel beams. Once turned, they can hook the house to the truck safely and get moving. This house weighs a hefty 75 tons, so Joe's team will have to empty their wash bags.
We're actually going to have a waxy soap base between the two pieces of steel. Now we're ready to pull it. Ready to roll it.
It doesn't take much to slide the house along the slippery steel.
A couple of motors, a couple of chains, and some ivory soap.
Pretty awesome, actually. It's a lot faster than I thought. Amazing.
They slowly nudge Connie's house around the pole. A slip in the wrong direction now, and they could crash to the ground.
Looked like it might slide off, and then they started pushing it this way. Now it just looks lopsided on the beams.
The tilt worries Joe.
Right at the end of where this roll beam is the softest spot in the yard. You got to make sure our cribbing that we placed under here does not settle. There's always danger. Oh!
Joe's crew must act fast to raise the far end of the beams to stop the house sliding into the mud.
Oh, nothing falls apart. I'm getting nervous now.
It's going to be fine. At least I hope it will be.
The house slips safely off its old footings. The team must now slide wheels underneath.
And there they are, right there. As we speak, here comes the dolly, so I need to get to work.
But the site is a quagmire.
It's been cold, raining, wet. Now the sun is out, and the frost is now coming out of the ground, which is making it even more sloppy. Oh.
The mud could swallow the wheels. So they reinforce the path with steel plates.
On top of the steel plates is where we're gonna drive the building off to the road.
It's the point of no return, because once we make this turn on out of here, no backing up.
The truck roars to life. First task, drive this beast to the roadside so it's ready for the big move.
And now I'm scared.
Constantly got to make adjustments as you're going forward. Want me to let down a little bit?
This lot is extremely tight, and the pole is still causing problems.
And just pop it up over that peak.
The Turboville's satellite dish may have escaped a close shave, but the neighbor's shed is about to get hit.
That's what you call tight right there.
It's a narrow squeeze out of the yard.
Cut back up one time. You gotta watch this piece of cross steel.
Finally, they make it to the roadside. Any vehicle that needs to get past will have to find another route.
I'm feeling pretty confident about it. Plus, I don't think they can tow it away anyway.
Never thought I'd see my house going down Main Street.
Connie fuels Joe's team for a hard day's work.
You better take care of my house, buddy.
I'm gonna do my... Holy moly. We're gonna get all sugared up.
The streets to the new site are narrow and lined with obstacles.
Oh, it's gonna be really tight. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, we got enough on this one. Now we're gonna worry about the next one.
If the house takes down these low-slung telephone cables, the citizens of Silex will be off the grid.
Every once in a while it gets a little tricky. Sometimes my math ain't the best.
Out of town, got under all the utilities. Phase 1 complete.
Very exciting. It's pretty neat seeing it going down the road.
A huge challenge faces the team ahead. They must now maneuver the 75-ton convoy around a tight turn and up a steep hill without stalling. This time your gears now, and the jolt will crash the house. So the driver must slow down and make a large arc, keeping the cab to the right while steering the wheels under the house to the left. A smooth turn at a steady pace will make sure the house has the momentum to then tackle the hill. Ow. There's only one man who can take this tough turn.
It's a job for the boss. That way if something goes wrong, I got nobody to blame but myself. They're steering the wheels as I'm creeping ahead right now.
Looked like the one wheels on this one side was going to go off into the ditch, but they made it. I guess Joe knows what he's doing.
I'm glad I'm a good driver.
Don't get too confident, Joe. There's an even tougher hill up ahead. And this is a biggie. It's split in two. Halfway up, there's a small plateau. Then the hill gets even steeper. Drive too fast, and the 90-foot-long building will hit the ground hard. So at the crest of the first hill, the driver must slow right down and carefully adjust the wheels under the house to make sure there's enough clearance.
We're getting ready to start to climb the grade as we speak.
Just to be safe, the crew raised the rear of the house so the garage doesn't scrape the road.
Amazing how they just stop and raise it up here and there when they have to.
And away we go.
Stall now, and he's in trouble.
But we got to have this right here in the exact proper gear. Very slow. I'm not even registering on my speedometer. Hey!
The garage clears the ground. But just feet from the foundations comes the next challenge, a bridge.
I hope it goes over the bridge, but it looks like it's wider than the bridge is.
Joe decides it's time to take control.
It's like John Wayne dismounting his horse.
He must give inch-perfect directions
He's in.
to squeeze the house across the bridge.
I gotta watch these beams here.
Keeping them dollies straight.
Go back that way a little bit.
Just hope it goes over that bridge.
Yard on the other side. All right, hold it.
Closer than what I expected. They were very, very good. They knew what they were doing.
The Turbeville's house may have escaped the floodplain, but now it's parked precariously by its new footings. There's one last test for Joe's team.
We made it. It's a big relief. I'm ready to get moved in.
Oh, it's an experience. I was glad I was able to be here to watch them move it. It's getting close.
We're repositioning the dolly so we can swing the tail end around so we get the building as close to square as possible.
Very close, within about 4 feet.
Just gonna make it. Must be some damn good measuring. Must have done that before.
As the house slides into position, they hit a glitch.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't roll.
The gaps in the basement walls for the beams that support the house are too small.
Foundation contractor is now having to saw cut the wall down about another foot lower so we can set the house actually on the foundation itself.
With the foundations fixed, Joe's crew are all set to lower the house into position.
They're getting closer. I just hope that it goes down okay. It has been a little stressful. A lot of worrying and hoping nothing goes wrong.
Connie, your house getting ready to have its final resting place here on its new foundation.
Okay, you better make it a good one. Watch it, there it goes. It's going.
Hey, look, it went down.
Listen to it. It's creaking, isn't it?
It's cracking.
And finally, Connie's treasured house is sitting safe on its new home.
It's a big relief. I'm glad it's down and it's on there and it looks good.
I'm happy to, we pulled off another move. Very excited, absolutely.
I plan on staying here for a long time.
The day after the move, and the Turbevilles are fixing up their home. They hope to be back for good within the month.
If the power and the utilities hook back up, then we can be back in here as a family. That's the main thing.
We have to have the deer hanging on the wall.
Deer and the pictures. And
The TV working again.
The threat of losing their home to floodwaters has been left behind.
I feel excited. I have to worry about the flood and no more water in the yard or in the house. It's going to be a start of a new chapter in our life. Start making new friends here with different neighbors.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to have you in the neighborhood. Did you ever think they could pick up a house like that and move it all the way up here? It's amazing what they can do.
Chuck and Charles settle into their new yard and have grand plans for the future.
I'm just excited that we have woods now. I'm planning to build a tree house with my dad.
The Turbevilles' home is out of harm's way, and the family can finally relax.
Now we can just go to bed at night and not have no worries. We can sit on the front porch and watch the sunset over behind the trees there. It'd be nice, it'd be pretty.